1.
The Angelica Touch, Chapter 2, by Lindsay J. Sedgwick. When you turn in from the road, you don't see the Drisogue Arms. Not at first. It's seated in a dip at the end of this curved driveway, so mostly all you see is this giant oak tree, complete with love seat. As you get closer, the painted gables of the hotel peep out on either side, as if it's hiding. When we arrived 7 years ago, it was January 2003, and the sky was full of winter sun. We squeezed out of the banger we called William, having sat on and within all our worldly goods for nearly 6 hours. I don't remember much, except this feeling of excitement, running from my toes to the tip of my head, as if I was a puppy facing the muddiest puddle, a puppy who knows there is an enormous lamb shank hidden underneath all the mud. Why? Because the Victorian romp of a hotel in front of us, with its pink and purple gables, was my dream home. A fair-haired man with a very soft voice appeared out of nowhere and led us around the side, into a ballroom and up a wide staircase to a suite of rooms furnished like the Titanic. Then he vanished. Was he a ghost? No, said Mum. Ghosts don't usually smell of garlic. Unless he was a French ghost, marooned after his boat crashed into the cliff. Shh. My fingers wanted to touch everything. I know now that the brocade and the velvet drapes are full of moth holes and frayed, but it still felt magical. The walls were covered with old photographs, but the one on the cupboard, of a couple standing so close they could have been Siamese twins, drew me in for ages. This was Teddy, I learned later, the arm in arm with the person we were waiting for, Genevieve O'Malley, the owner of the Drisogue Arms Hotel. Mum was fidgeting, as if something small and many-legged had tiptoed up her sleeve and was making a nest. I put it down to her always being nervous at interviews. But she told me years later that she had no plan B if she didn't get this job. Everything we owned was in William or on his roof. An elderly woman joined us, taking Mum's hand firmly in her own. Molly, she said, as if Mum was a long-lost friend. They stood like that for ages. She had a round, open face and hair this side of marshmallow. And you, she said, turning to me, which made sense since there was nobody else in the room. Must be Angelica. Is this your hotel? It is. Do you like it? I nodded again, because I did. Some whirling wind had caught me up and tripped me home, even if my shoes were purple docks, not sparkly red kitten heels, and I hadn't tapped them together 3 times. Mum still hadn't said a word, so I spoke for her, because there was no way we were leaving this hotel. Mum does too. She directed us to this alcove with a bay window facing the Atlantic Ocean. I can remember kneeling up on the scratchy sofa to look out. The back and forth of introductions and Mum doing a spiel about her work ethic and stuff bored me to tears. I'd heard it too many times. I was watching the surface of the water. It seemed vast. They like the warm water of the Gulf Stream, said our host, as if she knew I was looking for whales. Then, not a mile out to sea, as if he'd been waiting for her word, a whale leapt out of the water, spraying a spume 10 feet high. Mum! Mum was holding a bag that seemed to be woven out of the Bayeux tapestry. Shake, said our host to her, then tip the contents out onto the table. Curious, I watched as the table filled with flattened milk bottle tops, a cork, twigs with desiccated berries and leaves, semi-precious stones and pebbles. After staring at the littered table for the longest moment, our host looked up at Mum. It's very remote. I turned back to the ocean. And we are very self-sufficient, said Mum. You've seen my credentials, you know I'm qualified. What I really want now is a home, Miss O'Malley, somewhere I can work and look after my daughter knowing she'll be safe. We're tired of the city and people who don't care whether they stay or where they stay so long as it's convenient and cheap. When I'd almost given up, the whale leapt again. Then he flicked his tail back up and splashed it down once, twice, 3 times. Let me make the Drisogue Arms into the most special destination in the world, said Mum. Exactly, said the old lady, what the reading said. I hope you stay a very long time. She held out a hand. My name is Genevieve Agatha O'Malley. You may call me Guppy. Molly, said Mum, and they shook on it. I looked at the spread on the table then. Guppy was right. It was a picture of Mum and me and the sea. Chris, the man in overalls, had brought most of our gear to the apartment above the lobby before we found our way there, as if he knew we'd be staying. Mum's costumes were laid out on the sofa like precious velvety corpses. The crate we'd tied to William's roof had fallen apart when he tried to lift it off. While he fetched the last bags up, Mum walked around looking at everything. I chose the bedroom facing the sea, and rummaged for treasure in all the drawers and cupboards, 10-pence piece, an embroidered hanky, and a birthday card, unused. I've done better. On his return, Chris introduced himself. Maintenance man, janitor, general odd jobber, roof repairer, carpenter, plumber, front of house man, occasional chef, waiter, barman, and singer of exotic love songs, but only with a few glasses of local moonshine. Oh, and I make a wicked Black Russian. Mum said, and I remember because it was as stiff and wooden as she gets, pleased to meet you. But it had been a long day. He turned to me. Fancy a look at your new home? Mum? I knew better than to push. Forcing Mum to agree to something never worked. Chris gets it right, though. Might give you a chance to get organised. Okay, Mum says finally, and I am off the hook for all the cleaning that has to happen before Mum will let us unpack, let alone sleep here. As we go out, she thanks him and warns me not to be too long. I don't know why. I'll never be too long. I'll always be short. I think this is why she likes me having long hair. We fly around the hotel. He shows me hidden doors and secret passageways, a staircase through the hotel, down through the cliff to the beach, built so that Victorian ladies could get to the sea without being seen in their underwear. Swimwear. Then down to raid the giant dessert fridge in the kitchen, where he helps me to the largest slice of banoffee pie and decorates it with cream and marshmallows and chocolate chips. Then he flashes out a little marble whale from his pocket that he'd carved. A welcome gift. It was only later, giving Mum a big sleepy hug as she tucked me in, that I told her about the whale I saw during her interview. Maybe it was the same whale, I said. Maybe it was Dad's whale. Angelica. I'm sure there were two, so at least he isn't lonely. I had it all planned out. I was going to dream of swimming with whales and discovering sunken cities at the bottom of the ocean, stairways hidden behind walls leading to a secret treasure trove hidden by Granuela, our pirate queen, or dropping really hairy spiders down the shirt collars of all the hotel managers and guests who had ever been mean to Mum. As she tiptoed out, I remembered the most important thing of all, the reason why the whale was in Drisogue. Chris says spirits always follow the people they love. To be continued.